Hello, my name is Issy. It's movie night with Bruce. Tonight he has two eclectic Christmas movies to talk about with you. One is a comedy, the other is a slasher film. Let's get started, shall we?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight we're going to talk about two movies. I'm sitting here in a shop tonight, and if you don't know by now, I watch a lot of movies on the internet while I'm working down here in the shop. And I try to watch the dumbest movies I can find. Because if I find a good one, I got to watch that with my wife. And I like to talk about them every once in a while. It's because I think, maybe you've never heard of this movie. And if it's worth it, I'll tell you. If it's not worth it, I'll tell you. You know, ones that get a reaction out of me. Today, I was working in my shop. It's today's Saturday, November 30th, by the way. Oh, I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. I know I did. My daughter came to see me with her partner. We had dinner. My best friend Dustin came over to join us. It was a very nice Thanksgiving. We ate, drank a little bit, played some video games at the end of the night. It was nice. I missed my other daughter. She's down in Texas, but I'm sure you don't care about none of that. I had a nice Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys did too. Okay, back to movies. So, when I work in my shop, I watch a lot of just dumb movies. I have Amazon Prime, Hulu, Peacock, and I just pick the dumb movies because I just think dumb movies are funny. Today, I watched two movies back to back that I didn't even know existed. Now, both of these movies are from 2022. Yes, I stutter. The first one that we're going to talk about is called Christmas Karen. And the second one we're going to talk about is The Mean One. And I have some stuff to say about both of them. From a Gen X guy point of view, I don't climb up these movies with a microscope and, analyze everything. I'm just going to tell you if I liked it or not. So, let's get into it. The first movie we're going to talk about is Christmas Karen. Now, I've been in food service most of my life. I've been a chef for 40 years. I started out small, and I've run hotels and bars and everything. You name it, I've probably done it. And the number one thing that we hate in food service is a Karen. What's a Karen, you ask? Well, if you don't know what a Karen is by now, then you should probably Google it. Basically, big pain in the ass. I'll just leave it at that. Same with retail, too. I've done a little bit of retail whenever I needed a break. Karens. Middle-aged. Doesn't necessarily have to be a white woman, but it's always a middle-aged woman that's so self-entitled and just, if you know, you know. And you should know by now, so I'm just not going to go anymore. Anyway, this movie starts out. I'm going to try not to give any spoilers on this one. Actually, no, there's no spoilers to give. I know what I'm going to say. So, Christmas Karen starts out with a Karen going around just being mean and nasty to people, of course. And, goes through and just does the stereotypical Karen thing. You can see in the picture she has the stereotypical Karen haircut. And she just mean to everybody. They turned it into, and this is no secret, you can see it in a preview. They turned it into a Scrooge, Christmas Carol type movie. Where she got visited. First, she got visited by her old boss who was dead, and then she got visited by the three spirits. And I watch dumb movies all the time. I just have one for noise. This one I actually stopped and ended up watching. It actually ended up being kind of interesting and funny. It was good. It was good. The lead actress, I don't know her name. I don't deal with the actors and stuff. I just tell you whether I like the movie or not. But the lead actress seemed to be emulating Melissa McCarthy, who I like watching Melissa McCarthy movies. She's funny. Actually, my wife is a lot like Melissa McCarthy, so it's just kind of like a thing for me. But, so it progresses and progresses. The ending, it didn't be technical, like with the Christmas Carol story. But I thought it was really entertaining, and I found myself stopping my work to watch this movie so I wouldn't miss anything. And that's what I knew I was going to do a video about it. So, and the funny thing is, this movie came out in 2022. Now, you'd think with me watching movies for these years down here in my shop, I would have seen a preview or heard about it or something. Never heard of it until today. And it just popped up on, I think it's, Amazon Prime was what that was on. And I'm like, oh, okay, click on it like I do any other dumb movie. Click on it, see what it is. If I don't like it, I can always stop. I didn't stop. I watched it end to end. So if you want a good laugh, something different, and you hate Karens, watch this movie. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 in my scale. So I hope you like that one. Like I said, I'm not giving you any spoilers on that one. The only other thing I had to say about this movie is it's a little bit woke, but in this case, because I don't like woke movies, I said that before. In this case, it actually works. It's not too much. It's kind of like real life, like the people you would meet when you go out. It's the ratio's much better than that DEI stuff they're doing. So, but it works. It works. So check it out. And like I said, I give it an 8 out of 10. Our next movie we're going to talk about is something I didn't even know existed. And, I'm a big Grinch fan. Grew up with the Grinch cartoon when I was a little kid. And then Jim Carrey's version of the Grinch. I like the Grinch. I'm not the Grinch, but I like the Grinch. There's a movie, and it's called, it's about the Grinch, even though they don't want to admit it. It's called The Mean One. And this also came out in 2022, and I've never heard of it. Now, I like movies like Winnie the Pooh, Honey and Blood. They did 2 pieces of that one. Terrifier. I like stuff like that. I like splatter films. The Mousetrap, which originally was supposed to be called Mickey's Mousetrap because Steamboat Willie's copyright, or however that works, expired, so somebody jumped on it to make it into a horror movie. I love stuff like that, and that's what this is like, but I never knew it existed. It came out 2 years ago. Why didn't anybody tell me? I didn't see any previews anywhere. I had to actually rent this off Google Play. I think right now it's on Stars, so if you have Stars, you can watch it. But it's basically the true story of the Grinch, just like Winnie the Pooh, Honey and Blood was the true story. Yes, it's a splatter movie. But it's funny because I just came across it. I'm like, okay, this is probably dumb if I've never heard about it. Because like I said, I watch movies all day long. I look at previews. I look at new movies. These ones slip through my fingers. So I bought it, or I rented it, and I watched it. And I'm like, okay. And it starts out in a town called Newville. Yeah, there's going to be spoilers in this one. I don't care. It starts out in a town called Newville. Not Whoville, Newville. And our protagonist is named Cindy. Actually, one of the very first sentences in the movie is, Cindy, you know who. So they never actually acknowledged that this is related to that movie or that cartoon or that story, which I thought was weird at first. Then I realized it was just freaking funny. So it goes on. In the very first scene, it's showing little Cindy, you know who, catching the Grinch in her living room, destroying all her Christmas presents. Live actions. It wasn't a cartoon or CGI or anything. And, they got Santa Claus, who was the Grinch, destroying the living room. Of course, you can't call him the Grinch. I think they're trying to avoid, I think they're dancing along the lines of copyrights on this one. So anyway, she catches him and she forgives him, gives him a little necklace and kisses him on the cheek. And he was all happy and he was getting ready to leave until the mom came down and called him a monster and started attacking. And then he ended up killing the mom. Now, that's the only spoiler I'm going to give you. I don't know if it's in a preview or not. In fact, I've never watched a preview of this. Watch the preview. See if it's in there. I don't know. But that was supposed to be the true story of the Grinch. What actually happened in Newville. Not Whoville, but Newville. So then it fast forwards 20 years later after the Cindy got out of the mental home because they locked her up in I don't know, I guess an asylum or something like that because whenever she talked to the cops, she said it was a monster, And I'm not going to spoil the whole movie, I promise, so don't click off. And then, she goes back to Newville with her dad, and then the adventure actually starts. But it's funny because different parts in there, she's talking to a guy that knows about the monster, and that's when they start calling it the Mean One. And he almost called it the Grinch because we all knew it's the Grinch, but it was a very clever cutaway. I'm not going to ruin that for you either.
He's a mean one, that Mr. Bitch! Last call for my bench!
It just totally danced around the fact that this was the Grinch and the whole story, but they danced around it. It's just, you got to watch it to understand what I'm saying, because I'm trying not to ruin it. And then you get to see the monster plenty of times in it. Now, and this is no secret either. I think, is it in the picture? It's behind the picture. They, when you finally see the monster, the mean one, whatever. Obviously, even my wife said, she was watching it with me. She's like, they didn't even try to make him look different. Nope, they didn't. It actually looks like the actor portraying the mean one was trying to emulate Jim Carrey's version of the Grinch in the Jim Carrey movie. And I had to look it up, so I looked it up to find out what actor played that character, the mean one. And I was very surprised, and you think I would know this, but I didn't. I was very surprised to see that the actor that played the mean one in this movie, the Grinch, was the same actor that played Art the Clown in Terrifier 3. I was really surprised to see that. Now, I am going to say he did a good job playing the Grinch, but I feel like he was emulated Jim Carrey, the way he moved and everything like that. Judge for yourself, leave it in the comments. I mean, check the movie out. Like I said, it's worth watching. It's that one. I'm going to give that one, as far as a Christmas horror movie, I'm still going to stick with the 8 out of 10. I don't give 9s out very often, but I will if something's like totally awesome. I never give a 10 out. If I give a 10 out, you can guarantee that is like the best movie made all year. I don't think I've ever given a 10 out. But I'll give this an 8 out of 10. It's worth taking your time to watch. It's entertaining. It's like, if you like movies like Winnie the Pooh and Honey and Blood, and you like the Terrifier movies, and even the Mousetrap movie, I was in the middle about that one. But if you like this kind of movies, you're going to love the mean one. So that's about all I had to say about that movie, without giving you a bunch of spoilers. And like I said, it's worth watching. I watched both of them, like, oh wow, they really kind of. Well, my wife doesn't really like the splatter movies, but I think she would have liked Christmas Karen. I think she would have liked Christmas Karen. There was another movie a few years back that came out. It's just called Karen, and she hated it because we both hate Karens. I can't stand Karens. I'm actually the guy, if I'm standing in line and someone's being a Karen in front of me, I'll call them out about it because I don't care. But anyway, check these movies out and leave in the comments if you've already seen them. I didn't know they existed. I know they're 2 years old, but there they were, and I've never heard of them. So, have you guys heard of them? Am I living like, I don't know, in like another planet that I don't know about these things? Leave it in the comments. My next video, I'm going to do some more Star Wars trivia. People seem to like that. Stump Bruce. It didn't work out so well for me last time. I only got a 7 out of 10. But I'm getting ready to do another one of those, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to use some viewer suggestions, how to change it up a little bit. And it should be fun, so look for that if you like trivia. Until then, hey, I'll catch you next video. Thanks for coming out. Bye.
Make sure to like and subscribe. And more importantly, share the channel. It really helps us. Next video will be another trivia night. Make sure you catch that. And don't forget Jenna Custom Toys on eBay. Good night for now.
It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.